Hello, we're going to start Chapter 4 for MAC2233, Calculus for Business and Social Sciences. What we're going to learn in Chapter 4 is the techniques for taking derivatives. And the first one we're going to learn is the product rule. Now, to take a derivative, d over dx, that's the derivative, of two functions being multiplied, here's how we do it. You take the derivative of the first function times the original second function plus the original first function times the derivative of the second function, and then you can simplify. So let's do some examples. So here we're trying to take the derivative of one function being multiplied by another function. The first function is x raised to the 3.2 plus 1 times the second function 1 minus x. So following the rule, we take the derivative of the first function. The derivative of x raised to the 3.2 is 3.2x to the 2.2, and the derivative of 1 is 0, times the original second function, plus then the original first function times the derivative of the second function. So the derivative of 1 is 0, the derivative of negative 1x is negative 1. Make sure you review how to do your derivatives. So we have this derivative, but we need to clean it up. We need to simplify. So we're going to distribute the 3.2x raised to the 2.2 times the 1, then times the negative x, which gets us 3.2x to the 2.2 minus 3.2x to the 3.2. Remember, 3.2 times 1 is 3.2. Then we just bring down the x raised to 2.2. 3.2 times negative 1 is negative 3.2. And then x to the 2.2 times x to the 1, you add the exponents, x to the 3.2. Same thing on the other side. We're going to distribute the negative 1 to both. So negative 1 times x to the 3.2 is negative 1 x to 3.2. And negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. Then we can see we have like terms, so we can combine negative 3.2x to the 3.2 minus 1x to the 3.2 is negative 4.2x to 3.2 plus the 3.2x to the 2.2 minus 1. Okay? So we have another one here. So if I was doing 3x to the 4, that's our first function, times the second function, 2x to the third minus 4x. Well, following the product rule, we take the derivative of the first function. That'd be 12x to the third times the original second, 2x to the third minus 4x, plus the original first one times the derivative of the second function. So the derivative of 2x to the third is 6x squared, and the derivative of minus 4x would be minus 4. Then again, we need to simplify. This is the derivative, but we need to simplify. So we're going to distribute here, distribute there. So 12x to the third times 2x to the third is 24x to the 6. 12 times 2 is 24. X to the third times x to the third, add the exponents. 12x to the third times minus 4x. 12 times minus 4 is negative 48, or minus 48. X to the third times x to the 1, add the exponents, x to the 4. And then 3x to the 4 times 6x squared. 3 times 6 is 18. X to the 4 times x to the 2 is x to the 6. 3x to the 4 times minus 4. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12, or minus 12. X to the 4. Then we combine like terms. We have 24x to the 6 plus 18x to the 6. 24 plus 18 is 42. X to the 6. Then we have minus 48x to the 4 minus 12x to the 4. That gives us minus 60x to the 4. Okay. Then you have another example here. It's going to kind of go through it quickly. Now we're getting the idea. First function is x squared minus 4x plus 1 times 5x to the third. Derivative of the first function is 2x minus 4. Derivative of 1 is 0. Times the original second plus the original first function times the derivative of the second. The derivative of 5x to the third is 15x squared. Then we have, we distribute 2x minus 4 times 5x to the third. 5x to the third times 2x is 10x to the 4. 5x to the third times minus 4 is minus 20x to the third. 15x squared times x squared is 15x to the 4. 15x squared minus 4x is minus 60x to the third. And then 15x squared times 1 is just 15x squared. Combine like terms. 10x to the 4 plus 15x to the 4 is 25x to the 4. minus 20x to the 3 minus 60x to the 3 is minus 80x to the 3 plus 15x squared. And that will be your final simplified derivative. Okay, and then this one says, what if you have three functions being multiplied? What would you do? Well, product rule is really a process. You would take the derivative of the first one times the original 2, plus take the derivative of the second one times the original 2. And then you would repeat this process till you take the derivative of the third one times the original 2. So in this case, notice the derivative of x plus 1, derivative of 1x is 1, derivative of 1 is 0. Then you leave the other two alone, plus leave the first one alone. The derivative of the second, the derivative of x squared plus 1 is 2x, because the derivative of 1 is 0. Leave the third one alone. Then the third time, leave the first one alone, leave the second one alone, and the derivative of the last one, the derivative of x to the third is 3x squared, and the derivative of 1 is 0, and then you could simplify. Okay, so we have, that would be product rule. Next we're going to learn quotient rule, but practice product rule.